was an interesting moment for me at the time because I really wasn't seeking someone or anyone, I should say. I just hoped if I did meet someone that they would be a positive person to meet. Everything he was saying and doing was making me fall in love with him.
A lot of people quit going, that's just how it got to be. But she keeps on fighting and it takes a lot of guts. No justice, no peace!
You two are like two immature cartoon characters. Objection. Where's any of this evidence of this?
Order! I'm sanctioning you for $15,000.
I have a right to see my son.
This is all about a child. A poor boy born into a battle. Even with your lies, I gotta survive. Said I'm gonna survive, I gotta survive. Even with your lies, I'm gonna survive, gotta survive. Said I'm gonna survive. This is not justice! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No peace! No justice!
You're trying to have a judge removed.
I'll sanction her for thousands of dollars for coming to court.
How much money is Mr. K-Man, Mr. Geek paying you and your fellow judges to keep this woman away from her child?
Said I'm gonna survive, I gotta survive. Even with your lies, I'm gonna survive, gotta survive. Said I'm gonna survive, I gotta survive. Even with your lies, I've gotta survive, gonna survive. Said I'm gonna survive, gonna survive.
Welcome to the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network. Well, we're coming live. Woo! Oh, we are live. You know what? I have to say, thank you, God, for giving me. Absolutely. Okay. And I have to say that. I always have to remember that because, it's not guaranteed that you get up and being able to speak to your children and say, I love you to them. And I was able to do just that and to be on this show. And I appreciate that. I like to do the things I like to do. And that's a wonderful thing, and hopefully I will say to you guys, it is windy out here. So hopefully I don't get so distorted, you know what I mean? And now you'll be able to see me and I won't freeze, but that's internet, right? And I don't have control of that, unfortunately. It is what it is. What can I say? Nothing. But I am here with you now. There's many times that we never know what's going to go on in life. And today, I would say that, I'm on the show. I do like to come here by myself. I did have a guest, but something happened. And people have emergencies and things happen. So when I tell you, we don't know what happens when you get up. We don't know if something would happen that will cause you to lose control of the situation. And things happen, and I just ask God to get us through these things because I woke up like feeling healthy and feeling okay. And my children, I was able to know that they were okay. My family members of, my immediate family, my mom or something. But there's other people that wake up and with different type of news that may be like not something good. And sometimes we just don't know what we are going through or what we're waking up to. And that's the problem. We don't know what we're waking up to. And we have to feel like, okay, should I have it all together? I went to sleep the day before and then I wake up to this news. And it could be anything, a family member or something happens and you got to deal with it. That's your emotions, your feelings. So I pray to people who's going through something. I pray that they deal with what they have to deal with God holding them. And I don't know if I'm talking to you or if I am talking to you, and if it's something in the family or if it's something that's going on with your health or something that's out of your control, something, a disaster or something that you woke up, I pray that it gets better for you. I do. I pray God will get you through it and He will help you and you can get through that moment. And I do pray for you. So in Jesus' name, I do ask Him to watch over you and pray for you and be there for you. In Jesus' name, I pray, amen. But because I'm fortunate, like I said, but we don't know how the day is going to go. We don't know I'm going to make it. We don't know. We just got to be positive. You don't want to have fear, and you don't want to be depressed, and you don't want to feel like anxiety because you don't know what you're waking up to. I think we just have to be filled with gratitude and be grateful that we are able to do that, get up and do something that we like to do, and not take life for granted. Sometimes people got to understand that there's other people that are in better positions than you, maybe, and then people it's not. Be grateful what kind of position you are in. You might be better, than someone else. You got to look at it that way. Don't be so depressed about things that you can't control. That's another thing. And that's something I think people need to understand. There's some things that you just can't control. If I could control all types of things, I would. I wish I could control other people. No, I can help you, but I can't control what you're actually going to do. I can't control how you think or what you're going to do. I can help you do certain things and think a little better, but I can't control you. And I think people have a hard time understanding that you can't control certain things that's happening around you. And because you can't, you lose confidence in things. You don't think positive. You think more negative. And I'm here to tell you, don't do that. Because I know we're going through a lot of things in this world. We had to change it with presidency and all that, and he's making decisions. I told you guys before, I don't get political. I really don't. But no matter what some president do, there's one president. If he's doing something, no matter what he's doing, we dealing with what we dealing with. But one thing I will tell you, if it doesn't promote a positive action, that doesn't mean that you have to be negative. That doesn't mean that you can't still be positive. That doesn't mean that you can't, like I give you an example. Like I hear that there was some type of what was it, some type of executive order that has to do with allowing who can come in your establishment or not. Like if you have a business, you don't have to allow different diversities. Well, when I hear something like that, I say to myself, okay, do you mean segregation? Do you mean that we're all like now it's going back to racism? Well, racism is still there. It's always going to be there. It's just how you deal with it. So let's get that clear. It's always going to be there. Accept it and move on. But here's the thing it doesn't need to be accepted. It's all about how you deal with it. If that is the case, well, so establishment could decide if they want to welcome different diversities in their establishment. Well, if I remember clear enough, free choice theory is something we do have, people. Remember that, free will. So I can't be mad at that, right? But as I remember clear, money is all the same. Doesn't have a color on it, just green. That's it. And all the coins and different colors there. That's it. So if you do have that situation and you decide, I'm not going to allow different colors in my establishment, okay. Well, now we're able to see who's racist and who's not. Now we're able to see who's against change. Now we're able to see that because now it's going to display. But people, you have a choice to either use your money in that establishment or not. And if they don't want your money, fine. How long do you think you'll be in business when you do stuff like that? Think about it. Because if you're selling goods or you have a restaurant, everybody likes to eat. And, everybody at the one color may not want to just eat that food. Other cultures, other diversities want to eat the food or buy stuff that you're trying to sell or utilize your service. But if you're going to stop and say, hey, I don't have to let all colors in my establishment because it's the law, I don't have to do it no more. Okay. It's your choice. I mean, what am I going to say? I can't get in your, okay, fine, no problem. Somewhere else. That's why we have the power to think a little differently. You don't always have to react to the negativity. Like reaction and action. Okay. So actually action to reaction. So you don't always have to think like, okay, well, if this is happening, this is what's going to happen. You know what I mean? And this is what's going down. So think about that. We're going to take a brief commercial, but think about that. Action, reaction. You don't always have to play. And you all can think positive instead of negative. It's their choice too. All right. And on that note, we're going to take a brief commercial. We'll be right back with the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network. Well, we're coming live. Excuse me. Sorry, that did not come out right. I still lose my voice a little bit. All right. We'll be right back.
Hello, all. Three Corners of Deception movie is now available on Prime Video. How about that? October 14, 2023, on my 50th birthday, I am going to release this, and you guys can go ahead and help me do just that. Go see that movie. Thank you for all the support and not giving up on me. Go see that. Three Corners of Deception. Release me from all the pain and everything I've been through. Go see the movie. Thank you. I love you all. Thank you for all of the support. Go see that movie. Prime Video. Prime Video. How about that? God bless you.
It was really hard for me to do that movie sometime because at that time, because 10 years ago is what I went through. It wasn't then. So I had to take, even they say you play yourself. It's not really always easy to play yourself. You have to play yourself 10 years ago when your mind was discombobulated and you felt betrayal. You know what I mean? You felt like, life was just not it. And, not in my situation. And it is based on true events. And, unfortunately, it's about judicial deception, but it's also about romance and drama and divorce. It's something that just went to a different way. But as I changed it and went into a movie. But what's interesting about this situation, people don't understand. It's a flow technique for me. That was my release to finish this movie.
Welcome back to the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network. Well, we're coming live. Woo! I think it was coming out. Yeah, I was trying. I'm still working at it. All right. So I'm back here. Before I left, I was talking about choice. See, you still have free choice too. And I was talking about whatever the president is putting in the executive orders. Don't let that bother you as much when it comes to, oh, we signed this order and decide you can't. The owners of their establishment couldn't, say, hey, they don't have to allow you to come in or do this. I mean, at the end of the day, you really have to say to yourself, if you really get that pushback, why would you want to eat there anyway? Why would you ever buy stuff from them anyway? Why would you? Now you're showing your colors. So if that's the case, maybe, they won't be business for long if that's how we're going to do it. But it is a choice. So I can't say, hey, one way we're saying we have free will, and another way we're saying you can't do that. I get it. I don't agree that, segregation was a long time ago. And I think that we came from a long way and we're trying to make it better for diversity. But now we're hearing that we're going back. So if that's the case, then I have to say, well, okay, that's how it's going to be. Then your money is the same color. And that's something that cannot change. and it will not change unless they decide to change the color of the money. But your money is the same as this color, and it's the same as this color. Money is the same. So I don't have no different money than you do in this United States. Now, if you go to a different country, they have different money. Okay. But that is it. In some places, they might welcome our money, but it's still the same color. So I say toodles to do what you want to do, but be nice to people. See, there's a control you have. Do you have to be angry? You don't have to be angry. Do you have to be negative because change is coming? No, you don't. You don't have to. You can still be nice, try to adapt, and do what you got to do. That's the main thing. Because when you take yourself out of character just because of something that you have no control, see, whoever voted, y'all voted for this gentleman to be in here. Whatever you liked about him, he's in office, okay? I don't know if you knew what he was about, but sometime I think he explained it. Can I say I am all about this? I can't say a lot about politics because I don't follow like that. That I will say. But if you voted for him, well, what did you expect? Did you not follow? And you didn't think so? Sometimes I say to myself, you put him in power, you knew he was going to do something. He was in power before and he did some interesting things too. So his mind of thinking is, I'm trying to make America better again. And his better may be the choice of whoever wants to make a choice if they want to let people in their establishment or not. That's better. I don't know if that's better, man. I think we need to pay attention a little bit more. Something else. Not sure if that's better, but can I say anything about it? No. Why? Because at the end of the day, it's still free choice. We have choice theory, free will, people. That's why people like to be in the United States. They free choice, free will. See what I mean? We go far with this liberal and conservative and all this stuff. You don't understand it. It doesn't just stop there. There are other levels of free will, free choice, and so you got to look at it too. What I'm trying to explain to you is that you don't have to be negative just because something that you can't control. You have to still be nice. Okay. And I mean, if let's say you do go to an establishment and you don't, you're not invited to go to the restaurant. You can't sit and eat there. I mean, that's kind of weird because we've been doing this for a long time, not doing that. So, but there's a lot of things happening in this world. But take it in different attitude and not be like, oh, trying to be upset and be mean. Just be like, all right, that's fine. My money's not for you. See, I'm just trying to change your way of thinking. If it's going to happen, don't work it towards a negative. Take your money and whoever else is with you, go somewhere else. Don't buy stuff from them people. That's your choice. If they're promoting that, don't do it. That's the choice you have. And that's what you need to understand. Money is the same. And that's a color that's not going to change. Not yet, anyway. And then go to, finger or whatever. So, but what I'm saying is that you have that power. And you have power to be nice and positive too. So don't let this negativity hit you. Don't let all the work you've done to not like the people who don't believe in this, this segregation or whatever, trying to divide. If you don't believe in it, just because it's an order sign, that doesn't mean you have to follow with it. Remember that too. Keep that in mind. You still have a choice at the end of the day. You don't have to accept it. So don't think that just because it's signed that you do. Come on. You don't have to. If you want to, those are the ones who display their choice. And I can't say nothing about that. Because at the end of the day, it's still a choice. All right. That's that speech for now. When we get back, We're going to talk about some mood disorders, depressive disorders, some of the dimensions of that. I know we categorize it all in borderline personality disorder. We put it all together, but there is actually different levels of it. So I'm going to kind of break it down on some of the things, and I'm probably going to read a little bit, from my adult psychology book here. Okay. So with that being said, we are going to take a brief commercial, and we'll be right back with the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show on the TV network. Well, we're coming live. Woo! We'll be right back. It was because of me having a voice and saying something about what had happened to me, because I can't believe it. I can't believe that these individuals put their good name and their reputation on the line just to hurt somebody because they spoke up. Yes, see, that's what happens when you speak up. I get it, but I'm not fearful because of that. Even though I went through a lot and still go through a lot of things, I got God on my side, and I feel like if that is not enough, then I don't know what it is. Because I'm still standing and I'm still telling my story, and I'm gonna keep on telling stories, and that is why I like film. Because film, you'll be able to express things that you went through and experiences and people. You'll be amazed what you can do.
Hello, all. Three Corners of Deception movie is now available on Prime Video. How about that? October 14, 2023, on my 50th birthday, I am going to release this, and you guys can go ahead and help me do just that. Go see that movie. Thank you for all the support and not giving up on me. Go see that. Three Corners of Deception. Release me from all the pain and everything I've been through. Go see the movie. Thank you. I love you all. Thank you for all of the support. Go see that movie. Prime Video. Prime Video. How about that? God bless you all. I love you all.
Welcome back to the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network. Well, we're coming live. Woo! I'm still trying to work my voice. I don't know why it just go in and out with me. Not like I've been doing a bunch of yelling. I was talking about the basketball game. My Celtics won their series, and Pacers won their series too. And I think he was talking about Knicks. We still rooting for your Knicks. Come on. Get to it. So, I pay attention, a little basketball here, a little anger hurt you. So, I like it. I'm not always in, but I like to, dip in, dip out. That's the way it goes. I do like ball, though. I do. And I like football, too. So, it's all good. Maybe because I got an all-American sport little boy. My son, he loves sports, so he plays them. So, it just keeps me going. So, keeps me busy. Anyway, so with that being said, people, like I said, I'm trying to promote a positive attitude. No matter what changes is being dealt with, I know we got to deal with it. Pray about it. At the end of the day, the human flesh is going to do what they're going to do. But God is the achiever and the believer in everything. So at the end of the day, he got to say so. So whatever's going to happen, let it be. But don't let that spirit turn into a negative. Do not do that, because I think that's so important to not do that for yourself. So try to stay positive as much as you can. I know it's going to be hard, but please, you need to do that. You work hard to do whatever you need to do so you can be a better person. Don't let somebody else dreams and expectations dictate how you're going to feel. Let him do what he's going to do. It's still, at the end of the day, it's still your choice. I mean, I see reasoning on a lot of things, but I'm also going to say at the end of the day, you still got a choice. And nothing is stuck like that. At least that law is like, oh, you have to do that. That means that you can do it. See, you hear that? You can, you don't have to. So it's still up to you, whatever you're going to do. So think about that. Now, with that being said, I am going to mention now, I have this book for a reason, and I know that, okay, psychopathology and diagnosis. I want people to understand this is a book I love utilizing. There's another book, DSM's too, in the diagnosis manual for statistical, diagnosis and procedures and all that. I like to use this book when I do diagnosis and I give people, you know, reasons of, well, understandings of their disorder. How's that? You know, not, I'm still grasping the idea of somebody, this is who you are. And the reason why I say that, because I always believe people can change, and I don't really do theory. Okay. I really don't. I like to know that, hey, if I, labeled you with a mood disorder, I want to know that you can always change that. It's not stuck for you. You're not stuck into a label. And I think it's so important for people to understand, yes, to you. And I'm going to start with mood disorders. We all have the understanding of depression, if you want to say that as a whole, depression. But depressive disorders are different categories. And you can fall in a dysthymia disorder, depression disorder. You can have a major depression disorder. You can have an well, not that one, a different one. We'll talk about that one. But what I'm saying to you is you have different levels of depression. And I want to explain that what major depression is for you. So some people might walk around and say, I am manic depressive, and that's what I am. That's not always the case, because when you have a major depression, there is still different levels, like mild, moderate, severe. Now, I want to explain that, let's say, for example, that you had a death in your family and you've been going through that. You're not happy because something happened in your family. You lost a loved one and you feel very depressed about that. You miss them. You're grieving. You're missing this person. And you wake up and you don't want to wake up. You don't want to get out of the bed. You don't want to do anything. You don't have the feeling of living, at least for that moment. You don't want to do anything because you're hurting. You're mourning over a loss in your family. That's depression. But when you call depression in that category, that is not a depression. That is it's a disorder. You're depressed. That is a non-specified depression there. And when I tell you that it's other specified. It could be a general situation for the moment. Doesn't mean that this is something that, I'm going to carry this every day, like in for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. No, those are short-term depressions. So when you go around say, I'm a depressed person, no, you shouldn't label yourself as that. You went through something, you lost somebody in your family, and you feel depressed. You are entitled to grieve. You're entitled to feel like you're lost. And that's all right. But that is not a depressing disorder that you want to say, hey, I have a major depressive disorder. That is not what that is. That could be a non-specified depression disorder. That could be something that could last for 2 weeks, not for decades. So we need to understand what kind of depression we actually have for the moment. And I want to explain to you that I don't want you to keep thinking that that's what you have. I'm a major depression. I'm a manic depression individual. No, it may not be. So stop on you when you shouldn't own that. You are entitled to be depressed. You are entitled to feel bad about the situation and feel something. You are entitled to that. And on that note, I'm going to take a brief commercial, and I'll be right back with the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network. Do not go nowhere. We'll be right back.
It was really hard for me to do that movie sometime because at that time, because 10 years ago is what I went through. It wasn't then. So I had to take, even they say you play yourself. It's not really always easy to play yourself. You have to play yourself 10 years ago when your
Right.
mind was discombobulated and you felt betrayed. You know what I mean? You felt like, life was just not it. And, not in my situation. And it is based on true events. And, unfortunately, it's about judicial deception, but it's also about romance and drama and divorce. It's something that just went to a different way. But as I changed it and went into a movie. But what's interesting about this situation, people don't understand. It's a flow technique for me. That was my release to finish this movie. It was because of me having a voice and saying something about what had happened to me, because I can't believe it. I can't believe that these individuals put their good name and their reputation on the line just to hurt somebody because they spoke up. Yes, see, that's what happens when you speak up. I get it, but I'm not fearful because of that. Even though I went through a lot and still go through a lot of things, I got God on my side, and I feel like if that is not enough, then I don't know what it is. Because I'm still standing and I'm still telling my story, and I'm gonna keep on telling stories, and that is why I like film. Because film, you'll be able to express things that you went through, and experiences and people. You'll be amazed what you can do.
Welcome back to the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network. Well, we're coming live. Woo! We are back. So, before I went on break, I was talking about depressive disorders not otherwise specified to, that is also, just to let you know, that's also a combination if you have some medical conditions as well. That could be a combination of why you're depressed. Because let's say if you had an accident and you lost a leg or something like that, that could contribute to your depression. hmm Loss of life of certain things, of activities, things that you've been doing. But that's the name. It's a, depression disorder, not other specified, people. And I want you to understand that, because sometimes people don't understand that. You don't understand that they have these different names. And to qualify or even be, now you see me and now y'all know. Now I'm about to get busy here. Got to put these glasses on because I can't see it after a certain amount of time in my life. Unfortunately, it's terrible. Because after 40, you got to wear glasses. And I had the corrections, and thank you, but it is what it is. Now I have to wear some glasses and to see. So, and I don't mind because I've been wearing glasses all my life. And it's funny how last 10 years I haven't been wearing glasses. And I'm like, okay, but I'm all right with it. So there's my nice little glasses, y'all. So here we go. Okay. So let me just explain some things. All right. When I talk about major depressive disorder, 5 of 9 symptoms must be present most of the day, nearly every day, for at least 2 weeks. All right. And when I say this, is that depressed mood. When I say depressed mood, is that you don't have life, like you don't feel like doing anything. You wake up, you don't feel like doing anything, you have no desire. Okay. That's one of the categories for major. All right. Just even if it's a sunny day, you still in the funk. You don't feel well. Okay. Whatever's going through your mind, this is what's making you feel this way. All right. And I just want to make sure that we understand what we're calling what we're going through. Because I don't want you going out there saying, oh, I'm depressed, I'm major depressive, I'm this. No. You could be, yes, because it is okay to be depressed temporarily. There's things that happen in life that allow someone to be depressed. Okay, we're not perfect people. Like emotions and hurt and pain, and you're a person. Okay, diminished interest and pleasure in all or almost all activities. One of the above is required. So you don't have desire to get up, go to work, go do something you like to do, play football, basketball, walk, go to the gym. These are one of the symptoms of major depressive disorder. So I want to make sure, and I'm talking to you families too. So if you have some of your family members or your friends that's going through something like this, these are the categories that you need to realize that they have to, it's a requirement. Before you start saying somebody is major depressive disorder, okay? Don't label somebody if it's not. And I wouldn't label someone until they actually see a psychologist, but at least you'll be able to be educated to know the symptoms. Because that's what I'm here to tell you and to explain to you. Understand the symptoms. Okay, significant weight loss or weight gain or decrease or increase in appetite. That means that you're misusing food to heal your wounds. And you're eating less because you're that depressed you don't want to eat. Now, if you up here eating and you having a good old time, and then sometimes you don't want to eat that day, that ain't it. This is a person that really from 120 went to 100 pounds. Okay, life is beating them. Okay, something's going on. These are one of the categories. Insomnia is another one. You can't sleep. Your mind's racing. That's another one. Diminished ability of think or concentrate or make decisions. Now you making decisions at work and you making money, you doing business. I would not call you and say you have a major depressive disorder. I know y'all say depression, but it's major depressive disorder. Okay. So I know you're gonna hear me say depression. It's just I'm saying it, but I mean depressive disorder. Okay. So what I'm saying it to you is if you're going around saying I'm major depressive, no one understands, this is the way it is with life, it's not. You might have a mild case of depression, not severe or even moderate. You might fit 5, fatigue of loss of energy. You might fit some of the categories, 5 of them. Remember, it said for major, 5 out of 9 symptoms must be present to say major depressive disorder. You ain't got 5 out of those. I don't even think I said all of them. Feelings of worthlessness, of excessive or inappropriate guilt. Do you feel guilty about everything you're doing? You don't feel worthy? Do you feel that you're nothing? You can't achieve in life? If you feel that way, this is you. But remember, only 5. And if it's not you, and then you still feel that you're depressed, we have another one for you. This is mood disorder, depressive disorders. Let me repeat that to you. Dysthymia, okay? Dysthymia. This is a depressive disorder. It's another type. You might fit this category. This category only requires 6 symptoms, but you only need to get, what is it, plus 2 or more of the 6. So 2 out of this one. And so when you look at this depressed mood most days for most of the week, for 2 years plus 2 or more of the symptoms. 2 or more. But this also says 2 years. Saying 2 years. So it's not 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 years. You're feeling this way. We go ahead and label you this. See, you got to be careful when you start labeling people with disorders. Everybody going around saying, you got this disorder, you got this disorder, you got this mental health illness, you're mental ill, you're mental ill, you're mental ill. That's not true. Please, if you are that person, stop telling people they're mental ill and they have a disorder, mental illness. Okay, mental health illness is nothing to play with. It's real. Okay, but please don't label yourself something that you may not be and just temporary. So you got to remember what that feels like, what that is. That's why I'm trying to explain that to you, because you want to go around saying that you're manic or depressive. You got to know the levels of these different disorders. Depressive disorders, they come in different fashions. So this may be you, but the other ones may not be you. So you got to know if this is you and it's your mood. Yes, that's what you're feeling at that moment. Okay, and it may not be for a while. Remember, even this disorder that I mentioned, one was a major disorder, and that was for days, every day. One I mentioned, that's for 2 years, limited. Okay, on that note, we're going to take a brief commercial, and we'll be right back with the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network. Well, we're coming live. Woo! We're going to work.
It was really hard for me to do that movie sometime because at that time, because 10 years ago is what I went through. It wasn't then. So I had to take, even they say you play yourself. It's not really always easy to play yourself. You have to play yourself 10 years ago when your
Right.
mind was discombobulated and you felt betrayal. You know what I mean? You felt like, life was just not it. And, not in my situation. And it is based on true events. And, unfortunately, it's about judicial deception, but it's also about romance and drama and divorce. It's something that just went to a different way. But as I changed it and went into a movie. But what's interesting about this situation, people don't understand. It's a flow technique for me. That was my release to finish this movie. Because you mentioned and said, I believe in God and I surrendered. And when someone is addicted to something, it's a challenge. It's tough. What was that moment that you said, I can't do it anymore?
Well, in book number 2, I talk about how I've been to prison. My prison number is 589931. I'll have that number for the rest of my life. It's just not a functional number. I talk about how I was delivered from a homosexual lifestyle. I talk about how I had a man that left me for another man. I talk about how I had a man that was HIV but never told me, but I'm sitting here today. I don't have AIDS, HIV. And I have a lot of people always say, your immune system was so strong. No, that was the blood of Jesus that covered me.
Welcome back to the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show, where we're coming live. Yes, on Bold and Brave TV network. I'm back. Okay, so before I went on break, like I said, I feel like I'm being distorted, but maybe you do see me. Hopefully, you hear me good. All right. Before I went on break, I was still giving you the different levels of mood disorders, depressive disorders, which depression. Okay. So when I was talking about dysthymia disorder, okay, which is another form of depression. Okay. Dysthymia. Now, out of that category, I think I mentioned insomnia is one of them. It's still insomnia. Okay. Low energy and fatigue, low self-esteem, poor concentration of difficulty making decisions, feeling of hopelessness. Now, this is, you only need 2 for this disorder. Okay. You only need 2 to feel like this. But the limit here is for 2 years plus, 2 or more of these symptoms. So it's not like you could say, well, okay, 2 weeks, I'm feeling fatigue and I'm depressed. And that's my diagnosis now. I'm diagnosed with dysthymia disorder. Okay. I'm that's it. No, that's not the way it goes. Stop labeling yourself with things, with disorders that doesn't fit. You are entitled to feel some way. You can feel fatigue. You can feel like you can't concentrate and make decisions at the moment. That doesn't mean that you have a disorder. Stop telling yourself that. Stop telling somebody else that. You are making yourself more sick mentally by labeling yourself with disorders that do not fit you. Okay? That's something that you need not to do. And I need to explain this because many people do that every day. You have people, I understand mental health is important, but know the disorder. But you are entitled to feel like that. That's why mental health has to do with your thinking, how you feel, emotions, feeling, mood. Okay? That's what it's about. So don't go and make it seem like you're feeling this every single day. Now, if you are, yes, this fits the category. Okay, now we know. We're going to label it down. This is how you know you are feeling some way. I can give diagnosis all day. We talk about on my platform how to not feel certain ways. I'm really just talking right now is how you label and understand that diagnosis that you are receiving, and not understanding that just because you feel a certain way, you are going to call it a diagnosis and a disorder that you have. That does not make it right. That doesn't mean that you have that. And I want to make sure that you're very clear on that, because we have many disorders out there. That doesn't mean that this fits you. Now, feeling helpless, as you notice that is part of major mood too. The mood disorder, depressive disorder, the major one, the major depressive disorder, that has a categories. But between those two, one, the dysthymia disorder, you only need 2 symptoms or more. Okay, but the major one, major depressive disorder, you need 5. And it has to be consistent. Every single day you feel that way. You feel that way every day. And if you do feel that way every day, yes, you are feeling something. Okay? You're feeling that. And I just want to tell you that it can happen. I mean, I just want you to make sure that you're labeling yourself correctly. And then you have the depressive disorder, not otherwise specified. Tragedy, something happened, another medical condition combining with it could give you that issue. You could feel that. Mentally, you could feel depressed about your situation. Okay. But that is because there's another situation that had happened, or you have another mood disorder, or some other mental health illness that's combining, that's causing depression as well. So they are called what they called. I want you to understand that. I want you to make sure you understand that. And let me just get into it, and I want to just give you, I was reading this case study, and I'll give you the situation where I might have explained some things, but I'm going to explain to you a little bit. Okay. This case study that I have here, there's a person that had major depression. When this individual, and I'll just give you two so you know this is you. If it's every day you feel helpless, you don't feel good, you don't feel like you want to live, you don't feel you're worthy, you just don't have the strength to want to live in this world, and you don't feel appreciative. These are things you're feeling internally. Okay, well, this is every single day that you're feeling this way. Of course, I urge you to get help. And if you hear me and this is your friend, your family member, or this is even you, please get help. Please. But I want to make sure you understand these feelings are disorders that you can get help for. Okay. But if you're feeling this way and it's going every single day when you wake up, this is what's happening to you. And you are, you're just constantly at yourself, and you're just not giving yourself a break. Even if it was something good, you don't see the good. You don't feel the good. And you're stuck in your ways. Like if it's a past situation, you won't let go. You won't let it go. You can't move forward. You just can't move. And you feel like you're stuck. This is considered a major depressive disorder that you have. Every day. Not 2 days out of the week. Every day. Every day. Okay. But it also could be mild or severe, moderate, or moderate, mild, moderate, severe. Be either one of those, but that's you. So I'm telling you, that's you. And if that is you, please go get some help. Because now you already know the symptoms. You're fitting 5 out of the category. Okay. And on that note, we are going to take a brief commercial, and we'll be right back with the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network. Don't go nowhere, fam. We'll be right back. It was an interesting moment for me at the time because I really wasn't seeking someone or anyone, I should say. I just hoped if I did meet someone that they would be a positive person to meet. Everything he was saying and doing was making me fall in love with him.
Fighting over custody. A lot of people quit going, that's just how it got to be. But she keeps on fighting and it takes a lot of guts. No justice, no peace!
You two are like two immature cartoon characters. Objection. Where's any of this evidence of this?
Order.
I'm sanctioning you for $15,000.
I have a right to see my son.
This is all about a child. A poor boy born into a bad. Even with your lies, I gotta survive. Said I'm gonna survive, I gotta survive. Even with your lies, I'm gonna survive, gotta survive. Said I'm gonna survive. This is not justice. No justice. No peace. No justice. No justice. No peace. No justice.
You're trying to have a judge removed.
I'll sanction her for thousands of dollars for coming to court.
How much money is Mr. K Man, Mr. Geek paying you and your fellow judges to keep this woman away from her child?
Said I'm gonna survive, I gotta survive. Even with your lies, I'm gonna survive, gotta survive. Said I'm gonna survive, I gotta survive. Even with your lies, I've gotta survive, gonna survive. Said I'm gonna survive, I'm gonna survive. Even with your lies.
I have ran out of time, people. I didn't even realize that. Welcome back to Dr. Meleeka Clary show on the Bold and Brave TV network. I've been babbling. I've been getting good. So I didn't realize we are really running out of time. Let me finish this a little bit. Dysthymy, depression. Okay, in a situation that, let's give you an example. If you lost your job or you had an injury or something like that, and, you had to stop work and, you're married or anything like that, and you had to rely on maybe your spouse and they had to go work, you may feel worthless. Why? Because if you're a man, you may be the one that always had paid the bills and took care of business. And, and so I say something about that too, because you got to also look at that situation. And I know that's probably go off a little bit, is that women are supposed to be helpers. And something in that situation, that's when a woman is a helper. You lost your job and you not lose your job, but if that is the case, something like that till you get on your feet. Or if you had an injury or accident, then you had to retire early or something like that. Yes, that's an event that happened in your life. So you should not feel as bad. The person you're married knows what time it is. They know what's going on. The roles maybe switch. You watch the kids or something like that. You're able to do something like that instead of really working, doing manual work or whatever. But that kind of depression is dysthymy depression. Okay, you do feel worthless. You feel you lack of energy, but it's a 2-year situation. And it's not an everyday situation either. Really, it's something that you may feel this way. And you may not even need medication for that because it's not always happening. And if you're not having any problems with your mate, it's not causing problems in this situation. It wasn't causing problems in the marriage. Just the fact that the individual, the male, did not like the fact that his wife had to work because he was a provider. Kudos to you men who are provided. I love you, really, because you stepped up. But here's the answer to this too. When something happened dramatic to you in your life and the woman steps up, it is what it is. That's a partnership. She's giving back what you put in. And the Bible says the woman is a helper. There's nothing wrong with that. So don't feel like you're worthy. You're not worthy. You are worthy. She stayed with you. She knew what time it was. You took care of business all that time. So now it's time for, she helping out and you still helping. In that situation, the person is still, but they feel guilty of allowing it happening. Don't. You did what you did. You was there. So in that situation, if you are like that, that is something that you have to look at. That's a different type of depression. That's something that can come and go. And it's just you overthinking because you used to be the one taking charge. You used to be the one making the decisions. Now you have to step back because of an event that happened in your life and allow your better part, your other half, help you out. So that's a different type of depression. So, and if you do need to get help and you can't deal with it by yourself, get help. Therapy is always good before medicine. I will always agree with psychotherapy before psychotropic medications. Always. Okay. But just to let you know, we're going to talk about more. I wanted to talk about personality disorders. So next time I'm by myself, I'm going to talk about that. Okay. Because I think we need to know the different levels of mood disorders and manipulation and how that plays in one's life and everything. So on that note, I'm so glad you guys were here with me. I'm so glad I was able to do my show. I had a wonderful time explaining to you about all the little different depression disorders, and I'm glad that I had to break it down for you because I hear a lot of people talk about it, but they've got to know the different categories. You got to know them, man. You really do. And I want you to know. I want you to, if this is you, get some help, but I also want you to identify what you're going through so I can help you with that. Like I told you, even if you didn't come to my office, so you didn't call me, or email me, you're able to still watch me and see and hear, advice and hear the diagnosis, if this is you, the information. So, and I'm able to share that with you. That's what's so important. Because I'm not a psychologist for, no reason. I have a reason, I have a mission. I want to help you live your best life. And me too. Me too. Because I'm this human life as well. We gotta work with each other. Okay, so we can live the best life. That's how that works. So on that note, you know how to reach me. You could just Google me. You can go to any of my social medias, which is TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X, Snapchat, YouTube, Facebook. Did I say all that? Instagram? Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, LinkedIn. Yes. So just go ahead and yeah, I said YouTube. Yep. Or TikTok. Yeah, I said that. All right. Anyway, but Google me too. So, and you'll feel free to still email me. I know you do. I know I speak to you guys sometime. If I don't email you back, I actually call you. So we actually talk. So I do know that works for you. So, and sometimes I still get a chance to mention other emails today. I just realized that a flutter of different information that was coming to me. And I felt that this was important to start breaking it down, the different symptoms and breaking down the disorders. Okay. So with that note, I want you guys to have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend to come. Enjoy this beautiful day and be nice to each other. But be nice to yourself and love yourself. Love yourself so you can love others. And try not to be stressed out as much as you can. And if you're going through something, may God be with you and get you through it. And if no one said I love you and I care about you. So with that being said, may God bless you and thank you for tuning in to the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV Network. Thank you. Until we meet again, God bless you. Take care.
You've been watching the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show. Tune in next week as Dr. Meleeka will help you shift towards a better life. But this show doesn't stop there. She'll provide helpful tips regarding surviving the entertainment industry and the judicial system with practical information. Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern, here on the Bold Brave TV Network.